Hi everybody, welcome to What's in the Box. Today we are having a look at the next wave action pack for the combined army for Corvus Belli's Infinity. So this is a big box with a big load of miniatures for you to actually get you started into your combined army. So first things first, on the box we have lovely artwork on the front, and on the back we can see all of our miniatures nicely painted. So let's get into the bits. So first up we have a Rain Dancer with a contender, I believe. So main body, bit of flash to deal with, but that's standard. Really good details, nice flowing cloak. Surprisingly for a combined army, these are humans or human-like creatures. So something has clearly happened in the storyline that I haven't caught up with just yet. We then have a rather nice sword, nice and tacky. And then we have his rifle. So easy to put together. All the keys are nice and easy to work with. And then I happen to have a built and primed one to let you see the details just that little bit better. So if I move these just slightly out of the way, we can see him all built. Went together super easy. One thing to always note, so on the bases for Infinity's bases now, there are little pips that denote the front and the halfway mark for your line of sight. Very important for the game. Turning around, just really cool looking miniature. I did do this in a quick zenith, so just grey and white to make it stand out a little bit more. So he is equipped with the contender, a chain rifle, and some grenades. He's also got a breaker pistol and a double action close combat weapon, which is really nice. Special skills, he's got dodge, martial arts, mimetism, so mimetism -6, I believe. He's a religious troop, and he has stealth. So really, really nice. Strong unit. But we get two of these in the box. Now, our second one is armed with a red Fury. So we have his legs, well, a leg, another leg will glue on here. We have his rifle, which is the red Fury, which is very nicely detailed. We've then got leg and an arm on a little sprue, and then his upper body. So very nicely detailed, and I quite like the idea of these. I think these are going to be a lot of fun to paint. If you want to play with your speed paints or do it traditional, you can go wild. So we'll push these out of the way a little bit, and we'll bring in the man himself. So when he's built, nice pose, and just quite purposeful. And I love the detail they've done with the multi-layers on his cape. So red Fury he's got, and a chain rifle, also with breaker pistol and double action close combat weapon. Very nice unit, something nice to add. Next up we have one that's a little more complicated to put together. So we have main body and head, missing legs and arms. So this is, and I may butcher this, a contrabandolero with boarding shotgun. So we have leg and an arm here. We have a little backpack. And then we have the other arm, and a little bit of an odd one. So this component right here, that's actually the hair on top of this model's head. So I'm guessing they wanted a very specific pose to the hair for this miniature. So I'm guessing that's why it's separate. But we do have her built, and here she is. Really dynamic running pose, and you can see what I mean about the hair. It's just whipping back as she's running forward. So boarding shotguns, as we know, brilliant in close combat. You can go absolutely ham with it. So she's got boarding shotgun, zapper, flash pulse, and decharges, also with pistol and close combat weapon. Pretty good unit. Special skills, has camouflage, has dodge, hidden deployment, that's pretty useful. You can do some sneaky things with this, get her up the board. Infiltration, mimetism, stealth, surprise attack, and terrain total. So for all of you who are very good into your rules, I'm sure that will make plenty of sense to all of you. Me, not so much, because I still have to get myself back into Infinity. All right, let's get into the meat of this force, because we get 3 Harbingers in this pack. So these are your mainline infantry. So our first one here is with combi rifle and a zapper, breaker pistol, and close combat weapon. Really nice design. So it's just 4 components. So arms and the little pack. The little pack on this guy, he goes right here on the leg, which I'll show you in a minute when I show you the built one. Overall, nice unit. They have combat instinct, courage, and dodge. So our first guy here, nice, simple, clean. They're also pretty cheap at only 13 points each. So that's pretty nice. And the details, like I said, so you can see the little pack just going onto his leg here. Now you get 2 of these guys in the box. So our other one is pretty similar. So we've got the arms, we've got the little pack, and we've got his main body. So this guy, it'll go onto here just at the lower waist. Now be careful with this because I almost glued it on upside down, but I'll show you on his built version. But again, lots of detail, going to be a lot of fun to paint these up. Bringing in his built version, just look at that. And like I said, so the backpack, I almost put this on upside down, so just be wary of that. You will notice because the keying is so very specific. Lovely little detail here on the side here, just this little like dagger piece. I really, really like how that looks. And our last one of the Harbingers is different. So it's a specialist who is a hacker. So being a hacker, they have a different set of different set of weapons. So we have our main body here, and then we have arm and arm here. Now, interestingly for this one, it also has a little bit of a strangeness in the sculpting. We also have the weapon here with the pack. So this is a Vulcan shotgun with a zapper and EM mines. Also has the breaker pistol, also has the close combat weapon. And then here's the little bit of weirdness. So right here, you'll see the chest plate of the miniature has been done separately. Now, I'm guessing that's because of these 2 fins. These are at the top of the actual miniature, so they're up to towards the neck. Again, something very easily you could put upside down. But our built version looks rather nice and lovely. Again, very purposeful. It's, if you can still get them, they used to do like acetate digital screens that you could glue onto the end to make it look as if they're, you know, actually working with a hologram. Overall, it went together really easily, really clean. Now, because they're metal, I will admit I did cheat. And with all of the miniatures in this set, I made sure to use a little bit of activator as I was gluing them. It just makes life so much easier when you use it and you're not sat there just holding forever and ever. But that's those. Speaking of specialists, our next one is interesting. So this is the Cliff Jumpers unit with boarding shotgun. And I'm assuming he's a jump troop, which is always really useful. You can just get into parts of the board that you're not expected. So we have our main body, and we can see little rock that his foot's attached to here just to give him that leaping pose. So armed with boarding shotgun, flash pulse, paramine, pistol, close combat weapon. Skills-wise, you know, combat jump, dodge, mimetism, a lot of mimetism in this force. The design on the rifle is absolutely lovely. Also a parachutist with super jump, which is jet propulsion, I think. We've got big fins on the back, we've got the leg here. And what was this component? Sorry, let me grab that. Oh, that's the front of the torso. Again, interestingly, you can see at the back here, this is where that top of the torso and his back actually hooks in. I did find the gapping on this one, it was a little bit loose. But, you know, a good dose of like a thick super glue or some green stuff, if that's how you prefer to build. Speaking of built, here is how he looks when he's all together. Nice dynamic pose. Going to be a lot of fun to paint up. Lots of detail. So for your washes or your speed paints, I think this guy's going to paint up an absolute treat. Now, our next one here is very interesting. So this is Pandora with a viral pistol. Really interesting one to put together this time. So we've got the legs here, her pistol here, and the main body here. Now, these 2 little fin pieces go on to her body here and here. So I recommend get your legs on first and then put those on. They were a little fidgety to clean up, but for delicate detail like that, that's just something you have to accept. We've then got her head here and another hand here. Now, she is also a hacker, but there are 3 variants in her army profile listing. that you can use. So I'll move this out of the way and bring in our miniature. Looking rather lovely, really elegant pose on this one. So we have a version of her which is armed with pitch pulsar, flash pulse, and then the viral pistol close combat weapon. The alternates, so there's one where you can add a med kit to her, and another one where she has chain of command. So again, miniatures with chain of command, being able to actually have another miniature takeover if your lieutenant dies in game, always great to have. Now our next miniature is not metal. I believe this is Seocast. It is the Tech Draken's Steel Jaws. This one I like building with Seocast because it just takes to the super glue super quick and really easy. I will say on the cleanup, be wary of scratching your blades over it, as the material does have a tendency to like burr and fluff up a little bit. So just do clean straight cuts and just scratch as little as you can whenever you're taking the gates off. They have put the gates in really good locations, I will give them that. So they're not super obvious. So like we've got one under the foot here, we've got one here in this little divot in the back, but that is really easy just to run a blade clean through on the line of it and not have to worry about scratching and filing. We've got top of the head here, other leg here, and two teeny tiny little arms. And when he's built, he looks quite ferocious. So really nice miniature, a really nice design of miniature. Lots of, again, big detail. If you like your speed paints, this is perfect for you. So there are two versions of the Steel Jaws. This one has boarding pistol and both entries have it, so you can run either of them. So we've got one with sensor, with flash pulse, grenades, viral mine, boarding pistol, viral close combat weapon, which is kind of scary. And our other one adds in an armed turret, which is a combi rifle. Very, very nice. So skills-wise, it's got climbing plus, dodge, immunity to critical, martial arts level 2, mimetism, more mimetism, always good. They're a religious troop, and they're a tech organic. Interesting. And it has terrain total as well. Really nice miniature and a nice addition. Okay, now on to our last miniature, which is the Ironsides Heavy Mobile Regiment. And this guy is armed with one of my favorite weapons, the HMG, because who doesn't love just to brap away at someone with a big gun? Now, specifically in the unit profile, there are 4 versions. This is the AP machine gun with a light flamethrower, Cobra pistol, close combat weapon. For abilities, he's got combat instinct, he's a religious troop, tactical awareness, and he is also techno-organic. Lots of details, nice, big, brutal, heavy anime-style armor, which, again, for me, I'm an anime fan. It's just something I am. I have accepted this, and it just looks really, really cool, especially when he's put together. So here he is, right here. Look at that. Now, because he's metal, tiny little bend in the barrel, we can fix that. And again, big and chunky, lots of, see, I kind of want to do these in like a cel-shaded paint scheme, make them just look really cartoony, but absolutely loving it. And this guy, pretty quick, good in close combat, decent armor, BTS is good. So yeah, that's everything. Now, for this force, you can just about come close to making a 300-point force. But add this guy as a lieutenant, or, well, yeah, add this guy in his lieutenant format, you will be bang on for 300 quid. Or, not 300 quid, it's not that expensive, but 300 points. So, big chunky guy you can add in, looking absolutely fantastic. Stay tuned, I will be unboxing this, and it should be a nice one, because again, it's one of those big Seocast pieces, and he just looks kind of brutal. So looking forward to see how he turns out. Right, tell you what, drop your comments below. Is this your way into infinity? I'll move on. I'll see you again soon.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe, and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.